So as you guys know, there is a whole cavalcade of grifting, right-wing, anti-woke media figures that we've covered on the channel over the years, and one of them is actually quite unique among the rest. You see, this guy primarily started off as making videos about basically knights, swords, armor, and medieval society, and using his historical knowledge about those things to compare it to pop culture media and compare its accuracy and grade it. He was a pretty enjoyable content creator. I think many of you guys probably liked him. His name's Shadiversity. However, over the last few years, he's quickly fallen out of that type of content and started adopting the anti-woke, right-wing media brain rot perspective. On the side, though, he still continued to try and produce his own line of fantasy novels that have not really done much to get off the ground. He's not all that successful of an author, but he shills his books in every single video that he makes. Like, he always finds an excuse to shill his books. He's very shameless about it. He's done it since before he became a shameless right-wing grifter. However, as of late, he's fallen into some controversy over his books because he started employing AI art generation to make his covers, titles, and illustrations and whatnot. And after getting into some drama over this, because, the right loves AI art and stealing art, he decided to put out a video just a couple weeks ago, 4 months ago now, this is actually quite old, people have been asking me to watch this for a while, called A Love Letter to AI Art. You Don't Need to Be Afraid. The video is quite long, but I don't know what to expect from this. I imagine it's just going to be an absolute cringe fest. Let's go ahead and take a watch.
Very important to me. Ever since I was a very young child, my imagination would run wild, creating characters and stories and worlds. And art has always been a profoundly important part of me bringing those worlds into greater reality. It started off with drawing, and that's a passion I still have to this day, creating new characters and depicting the worlds and stories I love to immerse myself in. It was a great revelation to me later on in life. It wasn't actually the physical, mechanical movement of drawing that I was actually enjoying, but it was the creation of something. There was some relaxation found in the methodical kind of movements of scraping a pencil along paper, but the true artistic satisfaction was in what I was creating. Otherwise, why wasn't I just drawing straight lines on a single piece of paper forever? But I do understand that there are some people that fall in love with certain mediums, but I still feel the greatest satisfaction.
Okay, we're already missing one of the biggest points here. For many people in the internet era, art is their job. Commissioned art has quickly become, in the last 10, 15 years on the internet, an entire freelance industry that maybe millions rely on making a living off of. AI art replacing that is terrifying. Right now, all that keeps the majority of people from just using AI art willy-nilly and leaving all of these artists and freelancers kicked to the curb is the amount of social stigma that there is for AI art. If the social stigma goes away, millions of art jobs disappear overnight because they recognize that we will not raise a big enough shit fit over it. People like this want broad acceptance of AI art so they can lazily rely on it for their own bottom line, while broadly, a lot of people want to use AI art for, memes and fun, but it's also had the very worrying impact for artists that, if it becomes widely accepted when it comes to professional productions, then a lot of artists are just going to lose their job because it's way cheaper and easier to just write up a prompt and click generate.
Comes from this process of creation. And then I discovered a new medium where I could depict these worlds and characters to even greater reality, writing. And since then I've become a published author, and writing is one of the great passions of my life, as still is drawing and art. My artistic pursuits have just broadened. I love to explore different mediums and tools that help bring my artistic visions into greater reality in different ways. And I've always appreciated tools that help me achieve certain things that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. I love the look of inked art on top of my pencil drawings, making the lines more bold and it to stand out and pop from the page. Yet it was also a very stressful experience because there was also a greater chance of smudges, and I even had other images ruined when small bits of water, just droplets, fell on the page, making the ink bleed. So when having access to a scanner and being able to scan my hand-drawn images onto a computer, where I could digitally...
Well, this is why we have art pads, okay? I feel like he's arguing something that seems like a valid point, which is art is hard. but he's building up to bullshit. If art is hard, that's not an excuse to resort to AI art and steal other people's artwork, certainly not for your own monetary gain. It's an excuse to go get a fucking drawing tablet so you can draw in layers and not worry about smudges and, like, fill in colors by simply tapping inside of a line. Like, digital art is just as valid. I mean, you can still draw on paper for fun, but, like, digital art exists. You can get drawing tablets that feel like you're writing on paper with a pen.
Really ink my images, solved all the issues and problems I was having with hand inking. It enabled me to do it more precisely, faster, with the ability to erase mistakes and also make later edits. It was a phenomenal tool that helped bring my art to the next level, and I never had considered it cheating, or that I was losing some type of artistic pursuit in not wanting to pursue physical hand-inked art. This is the exact same experience I had with colouring. I never particularly enjoyed working with physical mediums, painting, pencils, pastels. The same stresses existed for mistakes, but that wasn't to say I never did it or that I couldn't find great satisfaction in making a hand-coloured piece of art.
His art's not bad. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's all traced or something, but his art's not bad. I mean, it is possible to practice art and be good at it no matter who you are, as long as you've got, like, working hands.
But discovering digital colouring fixed all the problems that I was finding with hand colouring myself, and enabled me to produce much, much higher quality art than I was able to do without it. Technology enabled me to produce much higher quality artworks, cutting out
see, he's using technology now. See? That's what I was saying.
To the tedious processes, and enabled me to express my artistic vision faster, easier, to a higher level of quality.
Okay. The problem with AI art is not making art easier to make. It's the fact that it steals other people's art. AI art does not just magically generate, like, colors and shapes from nothing. It scans and, like, consumes billions of other images and reproduces it. There was an artist recently I saw on Twitter. The worst fucking AI programs are the ones that are made specifically to mimic a certain artist's art style. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, found it. Yep, found it. This artist here, named Sims, said, "Someone trained an AI with my artworks without asking for my consent. If you like me as an artist, shouldn't you respect my work? Also, AI fans always claim that it doesn't just scramble pictures together, but the example shows otherwise." So here's the example of the work-in-progress AI that's meant to simulate or, like, mimic this artist's art. Here's the original art it was trained on. Here's the AI. The art it was trained on. The AI. It's just outright stealing the designs and, like, very sloppily throwing them together to try its best not to create the same image. It's creating an approximation of the same image it was trained on. Because the fact is that being trained on an image is just stealing the image. It's not trained on it, it's copying it. And once it's copied enough, it makes something that dumb fucks can pass off as original amongst other dumb fucks. But no one else is falling for it because we know how AI works. It is public, the knowledge on how it functions and how it is trained off of other images.
So as you can imagine, any technology that grants this same benefit, I am very, very interested in, hence my interest in AI art generators. Many people view this new technology as something that robs people of their artistic pursuit and potential. What I see is the exact opposite. Indeed, far from robbing artistic...
No one's saying that it's bad because it robs people... Oh my god, that is horrific. No one is saying it's bad because it robs people of their artistic potential. People are saying it's bad because it's stealing other people's art and photography.
Expression, when you approach it with intent, having a specific vision in your mind that you want to achieve, it can enable you to bring that vision into a level of reality, detail, and beauty than you might ever have been able to do without it. But when you combine other artistic talents and abilities that you cultivate in other mediums, that enables you to make the very best art with this technology. And I'm not kidding in this. I am an artist. I've developed a very keen eye for proportion and detail, and I have applied that in every artistic pursuit in whatever medium I'm using. There are many people who use AI art who have seen my images that I've made with this technology and have literally asked, how on earth do I produce these results? They see a difference in the quality that I'm able to achieve versus the quality that they have been able to achieve. And the end...
He's trying to argue there's skill when it comes to writing out the prompts. You see, you've got to add so much detail and write the prompts in a certain way to get these really nice looking results. Oh my god. Like, this is literally like mimicking Mercy's design from fucking Overwatch. It's trained off of other existing media. Nothing is original that it's producing. It is just an amalgamation of other people's work. He's going to try to argue that's what all thoughts are. Like all ideas and thoughts and artistic like inspiration is, but that is very different from literally creating an AI tool that does it for you. Like takes other people's work, puts it in the blender, and spills out something new, quote unquote, for you. That's not artistic. There's no artistic thought, value, or effort going into making this AI art. How did this perform, I wonder? 4.6k likes out of 111k. Very well said and put. As a computer engineer, I love the work you're doing to bring awareness to the public on how this tool really is. Unfortunately, judging by the comments down here, I feel the fear-mongering against AI worked. That is the one-hearted comment. Quote, I have developed a keen eye for proportions. My brother in Christ, the head is too big. I didn't want to say anything because I don't like shit-talking anybody's art, but, like, yeah, those proportions are fucked on those characters, particularly the female character. Particularly the female characters. He's really, he was horny when he drew those. I've developed a very keen eye for proportions as he shows a sketch of a man with a thinner waist than any woman. Yeah, another one. You know the difference between an average artist who doesn't put much time and effort into their craft versus a professional artist? The average artist thinks he's the shit, while the professional artist thinks he's shit. That's a good way of putting it. You know what I learned about recently? My friend Ethan really wants me to read Berserk. Not watch it, read it. Apparently it's never really been properly adapted. And he told me, dude, Berserk is so fucking good that it killed its creator. The creator put so much work and overworked himself so much it fucking killed him. Its art so good it killed its creator, Zan. I'm like, fuck, I mean, you're and I looked it up, and it's actually, like, he literally overstressed himself, and his heart hemorrhaged, and he died because he, like, overworked, like, making his, like, artistic magnum opus. But he left an entire outline of the entire story for, like, his family and the studio that's making it, and they took some time off, and they've come back, and apparently they're doing a good job for, like, the continuation of the manga. But I've been told it's so fucking good, I need to read it. Did he die with the pencil in his hand? He collapsed with the pencil in his hand. He died of, like, something that involves, like, just your heart literally splitting open. Yeah, that's true art right there. Yeah, and it's true. Like, the best artists of all time think they're shit. That's unanimously true. Every good artist I've ever complimented literally could not take the compliment. I've never seen like someone who's like a genuinely amazing artist just endlessly talk shit about how good of an artist they are. All artists think they're like all good artists think their art is shit. If you think your art is shit, that's a good sign. Why couldn't you have just stuck to medieval armor and weaponry? I'll be honest, I was really hoping you were going to show us the artistic skills that went into this. This isn't AI-assisted art, this is edited AI art, and the edits are lazy at best, relying on being able to just feed it into another stable diffusion run to clean it up. As an artist, you should notice that finished image is only visually pleasing at a glance. The more you look at it, the more you notice how the lighting is all kinds of wrong. There's very little cohesion between all the parts. That's very common with AI. They don't know how to do cohesion. It's all just like disjointed things, which gives it that liminal feeling you get from like liminal space videos. For example, look at the hands. They look like they were cut from a photo with studio lighting and pasted in with no regard to the rest of the image. Yeah, I think a good example is the image we literally had on screen here. How this does not mesh. This is like a photorealistic face with like a pencil, like a colored pencil or oil drawn body, but with like realistic, like photographic realistic lighting and hair. Nothing here works well. The lighting makes no sense. Where's the light coming from? Why is it brighter here, but darker around here? Why is this not putting off light that's reflecting off of here, but it is here? It doesn't know how to handle lighting. It doesn't know how to handle, like, composition. Like, it's going to get more advanced, but that doesn't change the fact that it is simply theft. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect given a human body. The AI did 99% of the work. All he did was choose a comp that he didn't make and do markups that he fed back into the AI. That makes him an art director at best, but really he's more like a picky client because he's not really contributing creativity. Just have fun and be honest about what you're doing. You are not the same as your brother, not even close. Wait, has Shadiversity got like a successful brother or something that he's like in the shadow of that I don't know about? Based on Shad's logic, if I take one of his original drawings, not what the AI created for him, but his real drawings, I put in Photoshop, change the colors a bit, maybe alter the proportions a bit, and stamp my name on it, it is now mine. I created that piece since I spent 2 hours on Photoshop altering it a bit. I can monetize it and sell it as my wholly original creation. Damn, nobody in the comments agrees with this guy except the one dude he hearted. Damn. Here's a vid of Jazz dunking on Shad. I don't know who that is. Let's see.
An artist.
Minor evidence to Shadiversity being protective of his status as an artist. Interesting. What's this?
Alrighty. My artistry is actually at a professional level.
And we'll give him like martial arts. You weren't like Olympic level
This is
martial arts.
no, I'm not at that. I think artistry should be at 2 and writers 2.
Okay. I think
this
we
is my
need to
honest
decide.
Dude, he's got an ego.
You can get 2 in writer.
Yeah,
then
I'd
you
agree
become
with that.
published.
Thing is,
Okay.
no, I've had agents accept my work. It's
not the same.
No.
It's not- it isn't the same.
That is said with a huge amount of ignorance in regards to the publishing and writing
No, I'm
industry.
sure it is. I'm sure it is.
It is profoundly ignorant, that context.
But the thing is, we gave him 2 on artist because it's his full-time
This
job.
has become
and
a
he gets
really
paid for it.
loaded episode.
I'm not
We're
saying
not
your
even
writing is
gonna
bad.
get to play.
I'm not saying
You
your
see,
art.
We're just
my
addressing
art
each other's
is
good.
Easily
It's
at a
good.
professional standard,
Yes.
and people have commissioned me. It's
Agreed.
just I haven't chosen
But
to
Can I
use
say
it.
This is
though, that
vocation.
there are
This
a
is
lot
job.
of people who are at a professional standard who can't
like
work
so-
as an artist.
Yeah, but we're talking about skill,
Like-
not, wanting to
No,
work
no,
at it.
but like,
Joss, you need to be very honest
if you were to
about
get
my
two-
level
if I'm
as an
going to be
artist.
very honest,
Dude, he's so defensive, dude. He should have dropped this like 30 to 45 seconds ago, and maybe people would have forgotten about it. Jesus Christ. Like, how do people not realize, like, in the moment they're saying something cringe and then cut themselves off? I feel like that's an important skill.
I love you. I'd say a pointing artist.
Well, no, because then you should get a point first. We have our strengths and weaknesses, and you know what my strengths are in artistry, and I'm easily at a professional standard.
I would be willing to give you 2 points in writer. I'll
But
put it that way.
Art easily is on 2 points. I'm at a professional standard, and you know that.
I'm respectfully
your
disagree.
strengths are expression, easily
We
expression
don't
and
need to-
colour.
we don't need
But
this
my
to-
strengths are anatomy and character.
Absolutely, you're a skilled artist. That's good.
It's a point of reference.
How applicable is this to zombie apocalypse impact? Whatever, have 2 points in each other. All right.
Does it go on further? He's so hyper defensive. He's got his ego tied to his art skills. Oh my god, the fact that he embraced AI art makes this so much funnier.
Thank
It's okay if someone needs to join the group and they need their.
No.
They will only be persuaded by
Hang on,
an
no.
artist writer.
So you're just giving it to me.
Oh,
to try
they're
and
giving him
satisfy
shit.
Somewhat, because you won't stop arguing. So that's
no.
okay. 'Cause it's actually not supposed to be you who decides the outcome, but you're not letting that happen. So. I'm just being honest.
My camera froze.
Because your strengths are definitely in character expression, on facial expressions, and also in colouring and stuff like that. But the anatomy side of things, I think I do really well at.
Yeah.
Oh, and he draws like all the men with like thinner waists than women, or like thinner hips than women, or whatever the term is. I forget. Like, oh my god. Like, Jesus Christ. This guy's delusional about his art. I feel so bad. I don't like dunking on people's art, but the guy's he's got such a big head about it that it's hard not to want to tear him down over it, you know? Good God. That's really funny. That's really, really funny. Yeah, these AI art people are just really deluded, and they're trying so hard to normalize it so that they can get away with being lazy and monetizing their laziness even further. These people, the second they're able to get, like, obviously the quartering and other right-wing grifters have already been using AI art for all their thumbnails. But when these people can all get away with using AI art on an even more professional setting and scale, you better believe that's basically all they're going to do. Yeah, people say Vivzy Pop draws all the men with small waists. Yeah. Anyway.